If you or a loved one are struggling with type 2 diabetes, you should visit the link in the description below. This clinically proven, drug-free program lowers blood sugar to a normal level and can completely reverse type 2 diabetes within just a few weeks. Here's today's video.
The question, what are the best natural foods for diabetes? Answer by Wendy Griffin Anderson. The best natural foods for diabetes? Well, natural foods. This doesn't mean the food has to be organic, though that's always nice. It just means that it needs to be minimally processed and not full of chemical preservatives, sweeteners, colors, flavors, etc. If your budget has room for some organic foods, I recommend dairy first, then meat, then veggies. An abundance of non-starchy vegetables is important. You can have things like corn, peas, and potatoes, but they should be in limited quantities. I use them for garnish or a special treat only. Fresh, frozen, dried, canned. Preparation can be as simple or as elaborate as you like, so long as you don't add sugar. An abundance of meat and other sources of protein, eggs, fish, etc., is also important. If you are not sensitive to it, dairy products, like cheese, butter, and cream can be a good source of fats and proteins. Milk has a bit too much sugar, lactose, to be a viable beverage, but cooking with it is fine. If you choose to eat yogurt, because probiotics are important, too, choose carefully. A lot of the yogurts on the market are full of sugars and starchy fillers. I personally buy only plain yogurt, and add my own fruit or flavorings to it, so that I control just how much sugar is sneaking into my diet. Fats are crucial to maintaining reasonable blood sugar levels and managing hunger. But not just any fats. Nuts and nut butters, avocados, nut oils, olive oil, and animal-sourced fats like butter and ghee are best. So what, then, are you avoiding? Starches and sugars. That means that fruits, starchy vegetables, pasta, and whole grains are on the restricted list, eaten in extremely small portions and or reserved for very occasional special treats. It's not that they are bad foods, it's just that they have an immediate and drastic effect upon the blood sugar, and if you're trying to control your blood sugar levels, anything that raises your blood sugar immediately and drastically is a bad idea. Answer by M.J. Thomas. Imagine having endless energy that doesn't seem to fade over the course of a day. More and more, research is demonstrating that our blood sugar levels are vitally important in managing diabetes, maintaining high levels of energy, and supporting a number of important functions in the body. Fortunately, through diet and exercise, you can control blood sugar levels, avoiding unwanted blood sugar spikes, reducing energy level crashes, and lowering your risk for diabetes. Blood sugar, or blood glucose, is the sugar that travels in the blood and provides energy to the body. This sugar comes directly from the food we eat. Typically, a normal, non-diabetic's healthy blood sugar level is between 70 and 120. It is common for blood sugar to rise after eating, returning to normal levels in an hour or two. If you have diabetes, the American Diabetes Association, ADA, advises keeping your blood sugar levels before meals from 80,130 mg/dl in your levels 12 hours after meals under 180. Many people with diabetes and doctors shoot for levels closer to those of people without diabetes, because they are more protective against complications. Lower numbers require more careful diet and more frequent monitoring to prevent lows, but they are doable for many people. As we consume carbohydrates, they are broken down into glucose, the body's main source of energy. Glucose goes right into the bloodstream. At nearly the same time, the pancreas releases a substance called insulin. Insulin carries glucose from the blood into the cells. Glucose needs insulin in order to enter cells. Think of insulin as key that unlocks each cell's front door. Once in a cell, glucose is used to make adenosine triphosphate, ATP, also known as energy. The body stores excess glucose in the liver and in the muscles. As it is converted into energy, blood sugar levels decrease. If not replenished, low blood sugar leads to a dramatic crash in energy levels, leaving you feeling tired, irritable, mentally foggy, and sluggish. This is often the most common time for unhealthy junk food binges. Manage your blood sugar and avoid energy crashes with these tips. Eat early and eat often. Your body grows and repairs itself during sleep. This requires a significant amount of energy. Since most of us do not eat while we sleep, it is common for blood sugar levels to be quite low first thing in the morning. With that in mind, it is important to eat breakfast as soon as you get up. While nearly any food is better than eating nothing, it is best to eat something with a low glycemic index, a little bit of fat, and a decent amount of protein. Some suggestions include yogurt, steel-cut oats, eggs, and/or whole grain toast. There are also a number of all-natural, healthy breakfast smoothies that are great options. Blood sugar is like a fire. Adding all your wood to a fire creates a hot fire that burns out quickly. Feeding wood to your fire creates a hot fire that burns for a long time. Like a fire, your blood sugar needs to be replenished every 2 to 4 hours. This maintains energy production and avoids blood sugar spikes. There are tons of healthy, blood sugar-friendly foods to choose from, including brown rice, lean chicken, fish, fresh vegetables, nuts, whole grains, and dairy products. Foods to include and foods to avoid. While nearly everything you eat will influence your blood sugar, there are some foods you will want to include and other foods to avoid, at all costs. Certain foods, especially certain vegetables, help the body create mitochondria, also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria are essential for turning glucose into energy. The more mitochondria in your cells, the more energy you can create. Many vegetables are important for production of mitochondria, but a few jump to the head of the class. Mitochondria must-haves include Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kale, spinach, cauliflower and broccoli. At the same time, avoid foods that are white and processed. In other words, avoid any food made with processed and bleached white flour, including white bread, donuts, pancakes, baked goods, etc. Simple carbohydrates are like gas on your fire, providing a tremendous surge in blood sugar and energy, only to burn out just as fast, leaving you with the unwanted blood sugar spike and energy crash. Substitute foods like nuts, whole grain breads, oatmeal, and brown rice in place of white foods and ensure you are providing slow-burning energy for hours to come. When it comes to your health, managing your blood sugar is arguably the most important step you can take. Learn more about managing blood sugar in this free ebook from www.Lower Your Blood Sugar. Info. Answer by Sosifine Atanyafai. Best natural foods for diabetes. 1. Kerala melon. This little tropical melon is one of the best home remedies for diabetes there is. It gets a lot of attention, and if you can buy it at your local stores, I'd recommend picking it up. For 3 months continuously, prepare a dish of the bitter melon and ghee. Have this dish once a day. This will definitely help in bringing the blood sugar to a manageable level. 2. Apple cider vinegar. This is a cure I was originally informed of by my grandmother, who has diabetes. The best thing about this remedy is it can be tailored like crazy. You can take 4 times a day, or just 1. You can even change the recipe to suit you. The generic recipe is 8 to 10 ounces of water or tea with 2 tablespoons about 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar. Take it twice daily with a meal or alone. It of course will be a bit bitter, and if sweetening is necessary, use stevia or natural fruit juices. Never use aspartame. Side note, a member of my mailing list also clued me into another sweetener, cinnamon. This is a double whammy, because it helps the taste and cinnamon is yet another excellent diabetes remedy. Thanks Randy. 3. Grapefruit juice. This is widely used, however I advise caution. It can and does help many, but it can also react with some medications. If you are treating your diabetes completely naturally, then eating or drinking grapefruit regularly is a must. If you are on any medication, please speak with your doctor before using grapefruit as a remedy. 4. Ginseng Gnseng is most definitely a wonder. It is recommended to improve mental clarity, anti-aging, menopause, diabetes, and much more. This is something I would tell everyone to take, not just those with diabetes or another condition. It is simply one of nature's power foods. 150 milligrams daily dosage is enough to lower glucose levels and keep them low. 5. Black raisins slightly bitter. These fruits can help immensely when used regularly. The best way to use them as a remedy for diabetes is to soak a handful of them in water overnight. In the morning, strain the water out into a glass. Drink the water that is obtained. This is a wonderful remedy for controlling the glucose levels. Do this as often as you like, but at least 3 times a week. One of the greatest things about these 5 remedies for diabetes is they don't take up your day. You don't need to stand around preparing a juice concoction or specific meal. You can integrate them into your daily routine with hardly any effort.